Whew. Hey there, guys. Pray that you're doing well. Oh, praise God. Sorry, I literally just woke up, but God gave me an awesome dream, and I need to share it with you. Ooh, and praise God, when I went to bed last night, just felt God speak to me. Go to bed, I want to show you something. Just simple as that, like I want to teach you something. And it was like God wanted me to go to sleep so he could. Oh, praise God. And I wrote it down, but I'm going to try to remember what I can. Then I'll read. So, first of all, I was a worker someplace. I was not a physical worker, like somebody who... Okay, first of all, it was like a stadium. So, there's this huge crowd, and I was a part of staff of people who like did the lighting and the projector screen and did all this kind of stuff at the stadium. And so I'm running around in the back, and there's a full crowd going on in the middle in the stadium. And I, for some reason, I knew that there was somebody who was suspicious on staff. I knew that they had weird intentions and that they were kind of weird, and there was two people, but there was one who was like specifically the leader of these two, and I knew that they had bad intentions. So I decided, while all this was going on, that I was going to pin... There was just some other guy who was like an IT guy, and I saw him in the hallway, and he was just rewiring something, and he was down on his knees, but he was on his knees, but he was also kind of laying down because he had to get like in this vent to wire something. So he's laying down with his head towards the wall, and he's doing stuff. And I went to the two guys that I thought were suspicious, and I started to kind of say, hey, like, don't you think that IT guy is kind of weird? And like starting to try and reveal the intentions of these guys' heart. And I'm not sure if that's a good or a bad thing, me trying to do that. But anyway, I just remember there's people walking around and it's busy and everything. And we hear that IT guy who's on the ground got both of his feet cut off. And so now the stadium heard about it. Everybody's like, whoa, and there's like a panic going on. And because I'm on staff, I can run around in the back, I can get to where he was. So I go over there, and everyone's standing there, and his feet are cut off, but I don't remember seeing his feet cut off. But it was very clear to me, and everyone's kind of... There's not the whole stadium, but the other people on staff are back there too, and now they're walking around him and they're looking at him. And I don't remember if it was their attitude or my attitude, but I knew, like, I almost felt guilty in that moment, because I was like, what the heck? Like, this guy was just minding his business, and I was the one who went and stirred up some trouble, and now the guy doesn't have feet, and it's kind of a weird, thing, but I was the reason why, like, because they took my kind of suspicion about the IT guy on the ground, and so they went and hurt him. And so I was like, man, what the heck? But something just, like, without me even thinking or anything, something just arose out of me. And like I said, I don't know if this was the vibe of like the other people on staff or it was just me, but I didn't even see this guy's feet cut off. I was looking at him, and I just saw his feet still, but I knew they were gone. And something just rose up out of me, and I said, "Put your feet back in your shoes." And I remember, well, I personally remember saying, like, go put your shoes back on. Go, like, and just with faith, like, not like, oh, where are your shoes? Like, this guy, to me, he almost seemed like he was dead, too. Like, he was passed out on the ground and his feet were cut off. Like, he wasn't moving around and like, hey, help, help. Like, he was like passed out or something. And so I like raised him from the dead and was like, get your feet back in your shoes. And he did. He came to, and where he didn't have feet, he just put him in the shoes. But to me, I just saw him put his feet back in his shoes. I don't know why his shoes were off, but like the point was, he, like, God restored his feet and he put him in the shoe. And so praise God. Now this whole place erupts with rejoicing, like crazy. Let me tell you, like, this could be this could be heaven when a sinner rejoices. Praise God. I mean, people were jumping up and down, giving each other high fives, like, this guy's healed, like, so excited. Like, I've never seen something like absolutely crazy. And I'm still in the back, like, I'm not really in the middle of the stadium. I'm like in the back alleys and where staff would be. But all the other people that are in there, staff or whatever, are so excited, just so amped up. Let me see if there's anything I'm missing, but so yeah, so the part of staff that I was in was like the medical team. So the other people I talked to, we were all like EMTs, I think. So we were in the back, like, just in case anything happened at the stadium. That was our job, was to work there and kind of help people, whatever. So yeah, I felt like it was my fault, and I said, go put your feet back in your shoes, and the guy was completely healed. And then there was a man there who, I don't know who it was, but, you know, at Bible college that I'm going to right now, there's all the professors just have a certain vibe about them, seasoned Christians, and this guy just seemed like he gave me a vibe of like the comfort of an older friend, an older Christian friend. And he, you know, I was kind of beat up saying, and I went to him, and he was there, like he was right with me when I said, hey, put your feet back in your shoes. And that guy kind of was raised from the dead, had new feet. I saw him there too. So later on, I was walking with him, and everyone's rejoicing, and I'm kind of like downcast. And he's like, "What's wrong, man?" And I told him, I was like, "I'm the reason why, like, his feet got cut off. Like, I was stirring up trouble and all this stuff, and it was a consequence of me meddling around it." And he looked at me and he was like, "Man, what are you talking about? Like, you don't worry about that. Like, that's not your problem to worry about." He said, "God used you to heal that man, so you're fine." Not. And I was like, "Oh, you know, okay." And so I just started to rejoice and praise God, and I just, the last thing I remember was still walking with that man and seeing the IT guy who got his feet cut off. He was in a room and he was getting checked on. So because we were the medical kind of side of things, there was an EMT girl and she was checking on him. So she's looking and she's checking and she's taking his vital signs. She was like, "Man, you're completely healed. Like, you're fine. You're good. Get out of here, you know?" And as I was walking by, he just flung open the door. And I remember seeing this man, and he was so beautiful. Like, I just remember seeing, like, this guy's illuminating with joy and just radiating, so happy and beautiful face, just like so excited. And he comes out of this room and everybody again just rejoices, like, you're free, man. You are stinking free, you're healed. And it was like amazing. Like, I was just so excited about that. So anyway, what a beautiful dream. And I literally, like, guys, I think the whole message here is, even if you feel like you've sinned or you've done something against God and you've messed up a situation, God can still use you to fix it. We like to say, hey, I'm not worthy and I can't do that, I can't do this. And we try to, like, make ourselves, say that we're, what's the word I'm looking for? Invalid. Like, we're just trying to say, well, I'm not enough, and I did this and I did that and I'll never do it right. But God sees us, man, in the rejoice. God's been talking to me recently while I was driving up to school. I'm listening to the band Rend Collective. I don't know if you've heard those guys. So amazing. And they're just so happy, and all their music is like the kick drum, doof, 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 and it's just so excited, right? And I was driving to school, and I was listening to the music, and God was like, why are you so downcast? Don't you know, like, the atmosphere of heaven, what's going on? And I just saw, like, a vision of Jesus dancing and, like, to this music, and he was having so much fun, like, spinning around and, like, just having like, all the hosts of heaven and everybody, all the fallen saints who have gone to be up with the Lord are just absolutely having a flipping party. And I'm down here like, well, my life. No, man, And I think this dream has, like, a similar, like, story to it, where we need to understand the rejoicing and the joy that is going on in heaven. The joy that is going on inside of us. We have heaven living inside of us. We have Christ living bodily in us. It's not us who lives, but Christ in us. So when we lay our hands on someone and we say, hey, put your shoes back on your feet, that's not us, but it's Christ living through us. Praise God. And so the rejoice, we need to understand that God is a rejoicer. He is dancing and praising. He's spinning around and he's having so much fun, because just one soul enters heaven and he has so much fun. Never mind when that soul gets revelation of, hey, I've been cleaned by the blood of Christ. I've been fully healed by the stripes that he took. Lord, my body is restored, my mind is restored, my soul is reconciled to you. I am happy and I am set free. Praise God. God rejoices. In that whole hallway, that whole medical wing or whatever, those staff were so pumped to see that guy walk out of that room. Praise God. God is just so awesome, and he loves you so much. He cares for you. So have a good day and Merry Christmas. Hope God's speaking to you, and I hope that this season he's really reminding you you're worth the world to him. You're worth rejoicing over.